Fair use, commentary, and criticism. Ringo TV reactions. Let's go. So, we back again with another one. You already didn't know what it is. We're here to talk about the situation concerning the 7 officers that are involved in the Tyre Nichols death situation. Well, it looks like the white officer has gotten his just due. Right? We got work to do. Let's get down to business. We're going to be pretty much reacting to this video from the Willie D live channel. That's the Willie D live channel, where he pretty much was covering the case and talking about the Caucasian officer. Now, we initially talked about this in one of my streams, and I think it was the stream where we reacted to the graphic images or the graphic footage of the arrest. And we noticed that there was a Caucasian officer that tased Mr. Nichols. And he said something along the lines that I guess he hoped that they stomp his ASS, right? Which is racist, coming from a Caucasian man, right? I mean, just for him to say that, it's almost like he want to do it, but he's glad to know that the dogs was sick on him. In other words, I know I can't do it because if I do it, I'm going to be considered a racist. But he was so happy to know that the black officers was chasing him down. So in other words, he wanted to live vicariously through the black officers. So when he said what he said, it holds a lot of weight. That was his craving, meaning that's what he always wanted to do to black men. But since he knew that black officers were all hyped up and ready to go cause him bodily harm, he hoped for it. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Are y'all seeing how that worked? The white officer said that he hoped that they stomp his ASS. And that's exactly what happened. They did exactly what he wanted. It's crazy, man. So we got work to do. We're going to break down this video. Before we begin, let me make sure everything is right. Okay, what's going on? Everybody in the chat, how y'all doing? All right. All right, so as you can see, this right here is the so-called Caucasian officer. Yeah, that's right. That's him. That's the Caucasian officer right there that pretty much did what he did, said what he said. A typical coward, most likely was bullied all through his days in school. Never was popular, the type of guy that nobody wanted to be friends with. And they typically become cops to bully people. You understand? That's the cop that was trying to chase Nichols, but he couldn't run. Remember when he was trying to chase him? He couldn't run. See, the brother is slim, he's in shape, so he can pretty much get out of there and run. But this officer, he tried to chase down Mr. Nichols and he couldn't get to him because he ran out of air because he'd been eating too many donuts, right? So that's his identity. That is what he looked like. Let's take a look at Willie D Live's video and kind of break this down, share what he got to say. Now, again, we talked about this in the video regarding the footage of the arrest, but it's good to see that other people noticed the Caucasian guy as well. So let's examine the tape, find out what he got to say, and then we're going to get into some reading and listen to a news report. I'm not going to show the news media video, but I'll play the audio. So let's check out what Willie D have to say.
The car,
Hold on a second. Let me tune this up.
What's up, family? I'm sure by now most of you have seen the brutal and disturbing videos of Tyre Nichols being murdered by Memphis police officers.
Now, think about how thin this brother is. I told you already that this brother weigh about $140 something. I'm telling you. I could look at somebody and I can tell their weight by their appearance. This is a thin guy. And these guys were brutally beating him. Severely. You understand? Think about that. Let's wind back the tape.
What's up, family? I'm sure by now most of you have seen the brutal and disturbing videos of Tyre Nichols being murdered by Memphis police officers. 5 black Memphis police officers have been indicted on charges of second-degree murder, kidnapping, and other charges. Fam, all of this over a so-called traffic stop.
A traffic stop. Imagine you get pulled over by the police and you lose your life. Something as simple as a simple minor traffic stop and you lost your life. This is the kind of thing that police love to do. You know what I mean? They love harassing citizens, love to do that. You know? Let's get back to the tape.
They said he was driving reckless.
And notice, they said he was driving reckless, but I have yet to see any footage of him driving reckless. I need to see that tape. Have you noticed that? Maybe they showed it already. Did they show any footage in the public of this brother pretty much driving reckless? Has anybody seen any video of Mr. Nichols driving reckless that was released? It's all lies. See, that's my point. So what exactly were they targeting this brother for? Because it seemed like they had some sort of issue with this man. It seemed like they purposely plotted him and followed him and knew when he was coming home from work. And they knew what street he was coming down. It's a lot of stuff you got to think about, fam. They could have been following him from his job and they pulled him over in a certain location where they can actually whoop tail. And then when he got away, they said, look, we're going to definitely do him in now. And we're going to hide behind our badges so that we could get off the case. Let's go.
Pull the man out of the car. Beat him to death. Now, the 5 black officers are seen kicking him, stomping him, beating on him. I mean, doing him bad.
Bad.
But what is also evident is a white officer who tases Tyre several times.
A white officer. That officer right there. That officer right there tased Mr. Nichols multiple times. And he was getting great pleasure out of it. That's the same grin he had on while he was tasing Mr. Nichols, a brother that lost his life. Came home from work. A taxpayer. A man that in my little bit of research, it sounds like he has a child. So you took this man out of this earth and had fun doing it. And also uttered those horrible words of you hope that they stomp his ASS. Fam, you need to go to prison ASAP so they could stomp you. Straight up. I guarantee you won't last in the penitentiary. You will be lunch in the penitentiary. And that's where you need to go. If that cop right there don't go to the penitentiary, there's going to be problems in America because the people are going to go crazy. Him? He need to go to the penitentiary. If there's anything the people in society have to be focusing on, is this guy. Because I'm hearing that he was only put on some sort of desk duty or some nonsense, or relieved of duty, but not charged. This is what I'm hearing. You understand? See, they playing games with us, fam. They playing games. He supposed to be charged with murder. You understand? They need to lock him up. He need to go to prison because he need to eat those words. I hope they stomp his ASS. Fam, you need to go to the penitentiary. He need that rude awakening so he could eat those words when all the inmates look at him and say, okay, you ready to eat those words, fam? You're going to be here for a while, so might as well you get comfortable. He need that judgment, fam. And all Americans need to be pushing for that man right there on the screen to go to prison. I don't care how anybody feel. I don't care if he's a father. I don't care if he got kids and a wife. That man right on the screen need to go to prison for his involvement in tasing this brother, violating company policy, and uttering disgusting words as an officer that is sworn to serve and protect. That was extremely unprofessional, and it shows that this particular officer is incapable of doing his job. It says that this is how he feels about African Americans. It says that this is how he loves and desires to treat Black people. It says that anytime he encounters a man of color, that these are his inner thoughts. Do you understand me? He is not able to perform his duties. He don't need to be a police officer or carrying a gun. He's a dangerous individual. The words that this man uttered was dangerous, and it's not to be forgiven or forgotten. He needs to be punished. Period. Now, let's get back to the tapes.
The question is, why wasn't the white officer charged?
Right.
That's what we want to know.
Why they went straight to the brothers and charged them with all sorts of murders and firing them and all this other stuff, but they totally ignored the Caucasian man. Y'all all know why? Because of privilege. Because of his skin tone. So that means they ignored the video. They ignored what he said in regards to, I hope they stomp his ASS. They ignored it. The only reason why they went after the Caucasian officer is because of the outcry of the people. It's the only reason why. You understand? Let's get to the tapes.
Take a wild guess, fam. What are your thoughts? Why do you think the white officer wasn't charged?
We know why.
Now, there are a lot of police officers who watch this channel.
Mine too.
For the ones who are sincere fans of the channel, salute. I appreciate you.
Well, with me, I don't. I don't like cops. I don't appreciate none of you. And that's my opinion. I am not fond of cops. I don't like cops. I don't care for cops. As far as I'm concerned, they hate people and they hate Black people. Do you understand me? That's my personal thoughts. Straight like that. I am not here to celebrate police. Not in this time. Not after what I've seen in those videos regarding this brother being beaten. Once I saw that, I had enough. It's a done deal. Cops are not here to serve and protect us. They're here to kill us. And until they do something, as an American citizen, you need to protect yourself when a cop come around you. And you understand what I mean by protect yourself. If you feel that something's going down, you need to make sure that you handle that. You already done know what the deal is. Straight like that. because it's either you gonna die or something gonna happen to them. But don't let no cop come in and take you away from your family and you don't go back home to them now. Don't get into this position now where you just walk through this earth and don't realize that you're in danger. Like, these cops are literally trained to kill you. This is what they did to Tyre Nichols. They were not compassionate. They didn't show him no mercy, no courtesy. They didn't treat him like an American citizen. They treat him as if though he was a dog. That's how they treated him. And these were black men that treated another brother like trash. There is no forgiveness for that. Do you understand? There's a special place in hell for those officers, including the Caucasian officer. A special place. Listen, fam, there is a certain time in life when enough is enough. These kind of killings cannot keep going on, and grown men, especially grown black men, you all sit around like a bunch of cowards and you don't speak on these issues. You understand? We did a stream earlier where some black man was suggesting that you all bow down and just follow orders like you're some slave. No, we don't do that. These cops are public servants and their job is to respect you. If you're not charged with a crime, if you never committed a crime, why are these officers looking at every American citizen, especially if they are black, as if though they're criminals? You understand? It is disgusting to be walking down the street or driving and getting stopped by a police and he automatically assume that you got a gun and you're a criminal or a drug dealer because you're black. It is disgusting. It is racist. And these type of cops that have that mentality need to be fired. And this is why I said the female police chief need to be fired. Do you understand me? Fired. Because these are their commanders. These officers do not become corrupt because they're just corrupt. They get the training and this ideology and this mindset from their superiors. So why the superiors keep getting these passes? Fire them. You understand? This is crazy, man. This is some crazy stuff. But hey, let's get back into the tapes. Let's go.
But there are others who watch because they're looking for something, you know. They're scowling, watching me scowling.
Yeah, they are.
You know. They don't like to be exposed.
They don't like it.
There are black officers who I'd like to talk to in particular.
Talk to them.
Ones who got it on their mind that think that somehow, some way, that badge and that uniform puts them in a separate category from the rest of us. Don't work like that, homie.
It don't work like that.
Don't work like that. These 5 guys were indicted less than 20 days after the incident. Y'all know it takes forever.
It definitely does take forever. Forever for them to indict any officers. So for them to get that judgment so fast, that just prove that just because you're a black man and you have a gun and a badge, you still are just another N-word, straight up and down to the system. Straight like that. And they're going to make an example out of you. Those 5 officers are going to be made an example of. Do you understand me? They're going to put them with hardened criminals. They're not going to put them in no special place to serve their time. They're going to put them with the hardened penitentiary criminals. They're going to make an example. See, a lot of times when white men, in terms of police officers, go to prison, they put them in a nice little place to serve their time. They don't put them with the real criminals. And I think that's wrong. You need to put them right where you put everybody else. Put them right there where everybody goes. Stop playing and stop protecting. Let them serve their time. Hard time. You understand? You need to put the Caucasian officer, the black officers, in the hardened penitentiary where all the killers and the bad guys are. That way they can serve their time in their own personal hell so they can think about the life that they took. Period. No forgiveness. No forgiveness. Eye for an eye. Right? Let's get back to the tape.
For them to decide whether they're going to indict police officers after they commit crimes. I mean, especially murder. I mean, they be, well, we're investigating. Well, we're investigating. And we're still investigating. The officers are put on leave and with pay, suspended with pay, all kinds of stuff. I mean,
suspended with pay. How many times have we seen officers suspended with pay? How many times have we seen that? But when it came to these black officers, they ain't get none of that. They got rid of them right away. And I'm pretty sure some of them got mortgages to pay. They probably got a family. Nobody cares about your family. You took a man's life. Who cares about your mortgage and your bills and your family? Fam, you're done. It is that simple. And now their wives, girlfriends, whatever they got, them women gonna leave them. Because once they realize their man going away and they lost everything, them women is out. Let's go.
Just get love. They be all out in the Bahamas and stuff while they so-called investigating. Well, these guys found out very fast. The law operates a little differently when you are a black police officer.
There you go.
These guys got their end wake-up call.
They realize that they're still black. See, once they crossed the line and the book was thrown at them, they realized, hey guys, we're still black. They still see us as N-words. I thought that we went to the academy. I thought we went to the classes and we're above the law. No, fam. You gonna be looked upon just like everybody else. You're gonna get that type of treatment that any other black man get when he get arrested. Because they don't like you to begin with. Matter of fact, they put most of you on the streets to make the black community think that there's some sort of diversity in terms of different ethnic groups, and it will somehow stop any sort of racism or police brutality. But what I find is that black officers treat us even worse than anybody else. Black officers and Hispanic officers, they treat us worse. Do you understand me? They treat us like trash. They get a kick out of it. They love it. They love beating people up, especially in NYC. The cops out here are violent. They treat the citizens like trash. They're constantly hunting down black men in the hood, in the projects, in the ghettos, in the highways and the byways. And this is what they do every day. They patrol and troll the neighborhood, looking for black men to arrest, looking for Latino brothers to arrest. They don't think about anything else other than arresting you to meet quotas. This is what they do. This is what their superiors teach them. They teach them to go through these communities in the Bronx and beat up black men, throw them on the ground, shoot them, arrest them. This is what they do every single day in NYC. You understand? And it's disgusting.
Oh, you should have seen them, fam. Well, you saw them. Called them all kinds of names.
Yep.
Stomping on them. I mean, it was just asserting themselves. Man, just doing a dude bad. You would think at some point, let's say with all of this unrest going on, all of the suspicion surrounding police officers, law enforcement, particularly in relation to the black community, you would think that at least one of them, would have said, wait a minute. We can't do this.
Right.
Like, this is bad.
Right. None of them even thought about that. They were kicking the brother in the face, punching him in the face. I'm like, bro, you don't realize this man is going to die? Like, haven't you seen all the reports? Haven't you remembered the Rodney King situation? Don't you remember the Amadou Diallo situation? Y'all remember the brother? I think he's an immigrant. I'm not sure if he is, but I believe that, I'm not sure if he's Haitian or he's African. I'm not sure. That was a while back, many years back. They plunged the guy. Y'all remember that situation? The torture that they did that brother? Do y'all remember? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember the Amadou Diallo situation. He was African? Okay, he was African. So, Haitian or African, I don't know which one he was. It doesn't really matter. We all know it was Amadou Diallo. It was one of those guys, and they plunged the guy with a damn stick. You understand? What kind of nonsense is that, bruh? Like, what kind of training? Who told these cops to do that, fam? Like, this is crazy. But this is what they did. You understand? Let me see. So did I get it correct or what? Was it Amadou Diallo? I'm not sure if that was the guy that happened to. I'm not even sure if that was the guy or it was somebody else. But nonetheless, these are just some of the atrocities that officers have done. Now, where in the academy, where in the training did they tell you that you're supposed to get a plunger, a stick, or whatever the case is, and torture a man? Like, what kind of sick demon does that? But see, this is what they done under the commandments of these people that are at the top. So this is what I'm saying. In order for these officers to understand, they're going to have to be punished severely. You know what I mean? They got too much freedom. Most of them figure once I get this badge and this gun, I can do anything and nobody going to treat me no other way because the blue wall of silence is there and I'll be protected. At least that's what black officers think. They don't realize you're going to be held accountable. They're going to make an example of you. And that's exactly what they did in this case. And because of the situation with Tyre Nichols, the white community is sitting back and they're saying, hey, I'm glad it wasn't no white officers this time. I'm glad, hey, it was their own people that did it. And this is what they're saying behind closed doors. You're not going to hear it, but this is what they're saying. They're saying, I'm glad it wasn't none of us. But see, one of you is right there on the screen. And what he says make you look bad. So if you're a Caucasian person and you've been celebrating saying, wow, these 5 black officers are just terrible guys. You know, I can't believe they did that to that man. Well, guess what? I got bad news for you. A Caucasian male is right there on the screen. And guess what he did? He uttered the words sort of like, I hope they stomp his ass. And he tased this man. So if you think that you weren't involved, you're involved also. That's right. So, in the case of Tyre Nichols, there is a sense of racism involved. Even though you had 5 black officers, you have a Caucasian one uttering these disgusting words. Imagine that. Before the abuse even happened, we have a Caucasian male literally uttering the words, I hope they stomp his ass. So he's supposed to be charged with murder because that's exactly what happened to the man. They stomped his ass and he died. So he belonged in prison. And that is the desire of a lot of Caucasian officers towards black men. This is what they want to do to us, brothers. This is what they're thinking about in their mind. They want to hit you over the head with that billy club, with that baton. They want to tase you. They want to put a bullet in your head. They want to beat you up and put the cuffs on you, then punch you in the face. Because that's what most cops do. They put the cuffs on you, then they punch you in the face. This is what they do all the time. Let's get back to the tapes.
You would think even if one of them was punching him, and he punched him one time, and then he was about to punch him, wait a minute. I can't do this, man. This man might die.
Right.
And I may get the blame. I may end up, losing my job and losing my freedom behind this.
But they don't care about their freedom because those officers were demons. They were demon possessed. You understand? They thought they were in the hood. They thought they was just hanging out. See, when they were beating him up, their adrenaline is going. They were on number 10. They didn't even see themselves as officers no more. They saw themselves as, hey, we're just handling a hardened criminal. Hey, he deserved it, y'all. He had it coming. He should have never resist. These are typical things they always do. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The beating that Tyre Nichols took is not the first time those officers did something like that. This is just the time that it was caught. There's a lot of dirt that those officers must have done in the past. Them officers probably beat up many men. Those officers probably abused many people, turned off their body cam, and did many horrible things to many citizens and got away with it. And it finally caught up to them. You see what I'm saying? And I cannot wait for them to go to prison. I cannot wait for all five. Well, not all five, all seven, because now they're saying that there's seven officers that are in hot water right now, including the officer that uttered those horrible words that night. Let's get back to the tapes.
I ain't white. I'm black.
Right.
Are they coming for me?
They definitely coming for you if you black. You know that already.
I mean, you would think somebody had enough sense. 5 of them out there. You would think at least one of them would have said, yo, man, that ain't cool. But what do you see? You see one of these low-life, uncivilized mutts walk right up to him as the other ones got him on the ground. I don't even know if he really knew what was going on. But he just walked in and piled it on.
Yep.
They're beating him up. He walks up and he just kicks him. Second time he kicks him so hard, I mean, you can hear the thump.
Wow. Kicked him right in the face, fam. Broke his jaw. Listen, they broke the brother's mouth, fam. All his teeth. They broke the brother's face. He couldn't even talk. You understand? They tortured him, fam. They tortured this man, tasing him, beating him with the baton thing, with the nightstick, punching him in the mouth, in the head, in the back of the head, multiple times, kicking him in his ribs, kicking him in his face, kicking him in his neck. They didn't care. They tortured him. Do you understand me? This is what they did to this brother. Officers that are sworn to serve and protect. And you expect me to have love for police? Nah, I don't got no love for police. None. I don't like cops. I don't care if anything bad happened to them. I don't care about them. As far as I'm concerned, they are sent to harm black people. As far as I'm concerned, anytime I see one, I see them as gang members that are terrorists that are trying to destroy our people. And until something get done, these type of things will never stop. So all of this marching and protest, that's not doing nothing. They got to fire all of these people that's at the top and change everything around and change all these laws because they have given police officers too much power to abuse people. And that's exactly what it is. These police officers are literally like taskmasters that are sent out by the powers that be to keep black people in check, pretty much, because they only patrol predominantly black communities. In white communities, Caucasian folks don't have to worry about cops doing anything. Cops don't drive around. They hardly ever see a patrol car. Only in predominantly black communities do you see patrol cars, cop cars every 5 minutes because they're constantly circling. If you go to any predominantly black community, you will find a police station. The police stations are always nearby. Do you understand me? And these particular officers are always posted up in every corner in every black community. Why? Because the majority of black communities are inner city prisons. They're not communities, they're detention centers. Do you follow me? That's crazy, right? But they really are. If you really think about it, they're all detention centers. Because when you think about the black community and how it's set up and how officers are everywhere, it's sort of like being in a prison. It's like being on the yard and you have a CO and different people on every spot watching you, monitoring you. I wouldn't even be surprised if the black community is being monitored 24/7 by surveillance, just to see how everybody live and interact, waiting to arrest the up-and-coming generations, to put them in the penitentiary, to make them slaves. This is what they're doing, fam. Let's get back to the tape.
Like, he kicked the man all in the head. Just walk right up to him. Bam. Bam. Just reckless abandon, like they don't care. You would think at least one of those uncivilized mutts would behave uncivilized.
150 is lightweight. 150, 145, that's lightweight. You know what I'm saying? That's like Floyd Mayweather weight. You understand what I'm saying? That's lightweight. So for them officers, all of them guys are like 240, 250. Most of those guys are probably 6'1", 6'2". Right? So they destroyed that brother. You get punched in your face from a guy that weighs 200 plus pounds, he's gonna break your face, fam. You understand what I mean? He weigh $150, fam. They destroyed him. Just one punch, the brother's gone. He's done. All right, fam, he don't need no more punches. But they kept beating this brother, fam. I don't got no mercy for these cops, fam. They gotta go. They gotta go, fam. At the end of the day, they gotta go. This ain't right. They need to speed this thing up and get right down to judgment. Let's stop playing games. Speed this thing up, throw the book at these officers, and put them in that penitentiary, fam. Hard time. Let them serve that hard time. I don't even know why I'm hearing one of them is out on bail or something along that line. These guys don't deserve no bail. Nah. Bail for what? Look what they done to a man. They killed them. Don't need no bail. These officers need to be treated like animals now. They don't deserve no freedom. They didn't give that man no mercy. An eye for an eye. We need to bring that back.
In that moment, in a moment where they know the scrutiny they're up against, you would think that black officers who are subject to the same treatment.
The same treatment. You would think that you would have a little more compassion and understand your people. You would think that you would treat them a certain way, knowing the kind of nonsense we got to deal with on a regular, knowing that the people don't trust the police. I mean, think about how I am. I don't even like cops no more. I don't even have no love for police, fam. None. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't like you, fam. Straight like that. I don't. And I don't have to. This is America. You see what I mean? I don't got no confidence in law enforcement. None. As soon as I see them as my enemy, fam. Because I see them killing brothers every day. And I'm tired of it. You understand? No matter how much you try to cooperate, no matter how much you follow instructions, they still gonna kill you. They killing women now. Look how many black women they killed. Look how many black women these officers killed over the years. Women. Now, how you gonna kill a woman? How you gonna arrest a woman, take her to the precinct, and she end up dead? How you gonna break in the wrong house and kill a black woman? How could you do that? But this is what they do. Oh, I feared for my life, so I shot him. Look what they did with the Trayvon Martin situation. Look all the brothers that they killed. When is it gonna stop? Enough is enough. You cannot trust these people. They're not here to serve and protect. They're here to kill black people. That's what they're here for. I do not see cops as men and women that are here to serve and protect. I don't see them that way. I see them as gang members that are programmed to kill black men and women. That's how I see them. You understand? When I see the boys in blue, I see killers coming down the block. When I see them trying to approach a brother, I'm like, here we go. Another black man is about to die. Up, they're gonna beat him up in the car. Up, they're gonna take him down to the precinct and they're gonna lump him up in the room. This is what they do, fam. Listen, they'll take you to the precinct and then beat you up in the back room. This is what they'll do to you. This is what cops do, bruh. This ain't no game.
As black citizens, everyday black citizens, would say to themselves, I am going to make a black man's or a black woman, a black person's experience with law enforcement better, at least on my watch. I'm not going to do what they do. I'm going to at least treat my people with some dignity. I'm going to treat my people with some respect.
They're not going to do that. You understand? These officers don't think like that.
I'm going to treat my people with some compassion. The same respect, decency, compassion, courtesy, humanity that I would want as a black person, as a human being. I'm going to treat them the way I want to be treated because I know that the system is biased and I know that they target us. I know that they treat us different from the way they treat everybody else.
They don't care about none of that stuff, man. I believe personally, man, when these people become cops, man, they take an oath, man, and it's like they become a different person. They get that badge, because this is how it goes, fam. You could be a cop and you live in the hood. Once you become a cop, fam, it's like they elevate you, man. They set you up in a new location. You're able to buy a house. You're able to do all this other stuff because they're not going to have their offices in different locations in the hood. They're going to move you out of those places. This is what they do for you, fam. This is what they do. They make sure that you're taken care of. You get certain things, certain perks, and various other things. So you begin to feel like, hey, I'm no longer in the ghetto. I'm living in this nice neighborhood now. I got my house. I'm a cop. Y'all got to respect me. So they don't see themselves as black anymore. They see themselves as Caucasian, or at least somewhere on that level. This is how they see themselves once they become cops. And I'm primarily talking about officers that are black. You know what I mean? This is how they treat you. They don't look at you the same. They don't consider the pain that you go through. They don't realize that the community and law enforcement are not together. There is a divide right now. And every time we have these atrocities done, it just separates the people even more. Like I'm at the point, like I told you, I don't got no love for police at all. If something bad happens to one, I don't care. Do you understand me? Don't come with no RIPs. I just don't care. And I don't have to care because they don't care about us. Well, I'm caring for them for. They didn't care about this man. This man cried out for his mom. They didn't even have no decency or respect for this man. This man cried out for his mom because he knew he was going to die. He knew his time was up. He knew that he was going to die that night. Tyre knew he was going to die. Because with the way the cops was hitting him, it was not some normal hits. It was the type of hits like they trying to kill him. They were trying to break his spirit. They were beating him like a slave got beaten in slavery days. This is what they did to him. You understand? It was brutal. Again, we went through the videos. If you haven't seen my breakdown of the Tyre arrest, we did a full breakdown of all the videos. Let's get back into the tapes.
So I'm going to give my people at least the same consideration. I'm going to show love. I'm not going to approach them and act like an uncivilized mutt. I'm not going to treat them like targets, like they're the enemy. I'm at least use this position that I have to make life a little easier for them. I'm going to make, at least, if I can't make life easier for them, at least I'll make this interaction with law enforcement a little easier. Give them some calm. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would do if I was a cop. That's what I would do. But these uncivilized mutts ain't no different than their uncivilized mutt counterparts. The racist white dudes especially.
Yeah, like the cop. Like this cop right here. Him. Yeah, the one who said, I hope they stomp his ASS. That cop, he hates black men. He don't like black people. Yes, that's right. I said it. He don't like black people. What kind of cop are you to tase a man, beat a man, watch these damn animals attack him, and then utter the words, I hope they stomp his ASS? Are you kidding me? That proves how much hate is in his heart towards these brothers. This is what he always wanted to do, man. And these are the type of people they hire to be cops, man. You know? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Let's get back to the tapes.
Who come out and do the job with the intent on violating black people. Wake up and go to sleep and proud of it. Look forward to it.
Yes, they do.
Even before they ever become a police officer. They fantasize. Many of them fantasize while they're in elementary school.
Fantasizing about beating black men.
Beating on black people.
They love it, yep.
Killing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I said it.
There you go. They talk about it over dinner. That's right. They talk about it at the dinner table on how they beat up a black man and how they tased him and he was screaming like a baby. They literally call each other and text one another and FaceTime one another and give each other high fives on how they tased him and he was squealing like a baby. You see what I mean? They enjoy it. They get pleasure out of it. You know, like when a man is intimate with a woman and he get pleasure. Well, a lot of police get pleasure out of causing you bodily harm. They love to see you cry. They see the tears. Believe it or not, man. There's a lot of them out here, fam. You looking at those 5 officers thinking, oh, we solved the problem. They got them. They fired them, fam. There are thousands upon thousands of officers on these streets just like them. Just like them. You understand? It's way more cops out there. It's really bad out here.
So the white dude think he's gonna get off, but he will be indicted. I can promise you that.
Well, hey, we have results for you because now he has been dealt with. And I'm pretty sure there's more to come. You understand? Because when I saw him in the video initially doing what he did and saying what he said, I said, hold up, they got to deal with him. Like, how they gonna get the guys, the black guys, but they didn't get the white guy? Like, what's going on here? What kind of favoritism is this? What kind of favoritism is this? You know, they better deal with him and he better get charges too and go to prison. There's no way around this. You know, we got the tapes and we got the audio. There is no reason for him to utter the words that he hoped that they stomp his ASS. Why would you want somebody to stomp another man? For what? What did he deserve to get stomped? What did he do to deserve to get stomped? Why would you wish that on another man? If you're sworn to serve and protect, why would you wish that on another man? This is crazy stuff, man. Let's get to the tapes.
This actually underscores what we talk about all the time when it comes to accountability. It underscores the bias within the system. They treat white police officers totally different from the way that they treat black police officers. And this is the reason why most black police officers do not act crazy like a lot of these white police officers do. This is why they don't go around just shooting white folks or any folks, because they know they're going to be held accountable.
You got that right. Have you noticed anytime black officers do anything, it's always to black people. It's never to white people. Never. They know better. Trust and believe, fam. A black officer know he better not say anything out of line to a Caucasian person. He knows already. He waits for his white co-worker to do the dirty work. And that's how it goes in many situations. If you go to a predominantly black neighborhood, even if a white officer is in the car, a lot of times they let the black officers do the dirty work. Cause they figure, hey, you're around black people, send the black guys to go there and do the dirty work. If you're in the Bronx or anywhere where you have a lot of Puerto Ricans and Spanish-speaking folks, hey, send the Spanish-speaking guy there, let him do the dirty work. You see what I mean? This is how they do it. So that nobody could accuse anybody of racism. You got to understand how they have this thing set up. Right? They try to make you think that, oh, it's a white cop, it's a black cop. Nah, there's no racism because we have a black cop there. No, the black cops are worse. I told you already. Every experience black men have with black officers is always worse. You know what I mean? A Caucasian officer will give you a little more courtesy, a little more leeway. Even if he is an a-hole, he won't go the extra mile, even though they do. But when you encounter a black cop, it can go left quick because they feel that you need to get beat. This is what they do, fam. I'm just giving you the truth, straight and raw.
So the fix ain't policing within our own community. That's not the fix. That's one level. But the greatest thing that can be done to deal with these murderous police officers, these brutal police officers, is hold them accountable, regardless of race. Hold them accountable. And that'll stop. Because I can tell you right now, they're shaking their boots. They can't take it, fam. They can't take what they dish out.
They can't. Just like when they sprayed the pepper spray. The brother couldn't take that pepper spray. It was burning him up. You saw that? He couldn't take it. So think about what's happening to them right now. The public scrutiny, being charged, going to prison, court cases, knowing they murdered a man. They know they're going to do some time. Their whole life is upside down. They were just planning to go on vacation. They were just talking about playing pool. They were just talking about, hey, me and my woman gonna go out tonight. Oh, you ain't going nowhere, fam. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna be seeing a woman for a long time. So you can forget about that. Right? Let's go.
They can't do it, fam. They can't do that time that they be giving people, that just automatic time, planting dope and stuff all on people. They can't do it. Sending people to jail, they can't do it. They can't do that time. They're cowards.
We know that, yep.
They can't do it. Oh, they can dish it out, but they can't take it.
See, the special unit, to answer your question, Miss Prissy said, why was a special unit doing traffic stops? It's not really a special unit. It's a unit to catch black men. That's why they call it the what is it, the Scorpion or something along that, the sting operation, whatever the case is, the Scorpion Club, whatever. It's to arrest black men, to sting them with venom. It's a special group trained to kill black men, to beat black men, to find a target. You understand? They go out there and they profile black men, and they just look for anyone that they can use to put in the penitentiary to meet quotas. It's a special club, you know? Anytime you have these so-called task force about we're here to find the drugs and we're here to do this, all of that is a bunch of garbage. Those guys are there to find black men, to beat them and kill them. That's it. They're trying to rid the black community of black men so there's no one there to protect the women. I'm serious. This has been the agenda for the longest. Put all the black men behind bars. So it's open season for your daughters and your sons.
So when you hold them accountable, when you start taking their freedom away and taking their lives away, that's right, their asses need to be held accountable to the same extent that regular citizens are.
There you go.
You unlawfully kill a citizen, your ass qualify for the death penalty.
There you go.
That's right. Start knocking them off. I bet you it'll change.
Of course they'll change. You're right. The thing is, they don't believe they're going to be held accountable, you know, because they're told they can just do whatever they want to black people. If you look at these officers today, fam, they don't even respect you. They want you to respect them. You know what I mean? They want you to be like, yes, sir. No, sir. Good day, officer. No, to heck with all of that. I don't got no love for them no more. I don't respect them at all. They don't respect us as people. They treat you like animals. This is how they see you brothers. They don't see you as men. They see you as animals that need to be beat with sticks and tased. This is how they see you. You understand? There's a time to use the taser. They used the taser on that brother for no reason, and they kept tasering him. You know? They tried to do all sorts of things to destroy him. It's disgusting.
R.I.P. Tyre Nichols. No more talk.
Okay. So, that was Willie D live, sharing his commentary about the situation. If you're now joining in, the other officer that uttered those disgusting words of he hoped they stomp his ASS is in some hot water because of public outcry, and it shouldn't have taken the public to make any noise. They should have already charged him a long time, right? So now, let me see what I can bring up. I want to listen to a news story. I'm not going to play the video. What I will do is play the audio up to a certain point. This is from, I think it's ABC News. It's talking about the 7 officers involved in the Tyre Nichols death relieved of duty. 3 Memphis FD fire department members fired. We talk about that in the last stream, about the 3 fire department employees that were fired as well. The lieutenant and the EMT folks all fired because of their involvement. Let me play this tape real quick so that we can hear what's going on.
Devastating body cam video now seen around the world showing Tyre Nichols' violent arrest leading to his death. That footage showing police brutally beating Nichols. He left the scene in an ambulance, but he died 3 days later.
She was about to say 3 years, and she corrected herself, said 3 days.
5 former Memphis police officers face charges now, including second-degree murder. And 2 fire personnel and 2 sheriff's deputies are on leave amid that ongoing investigation into the attack. Memphis police also confirming now a 6th officer who is white also responded to the scene of that traffic stop. He has been relieved of duty. Police say he was let go when the other officers were fired, but we didn't learn about this additional officer until now. Here's his name, Preston Hemphill, and he has not been charged. In a statement from his lawyer...
Notice, he have not been charged. He have not been charged. He needs to be charged. What do you mean he has not been charged? He needs to be charged.
Well, the lawyer says Hemphill is cooperating with the investigation. ABC News' Stephanie Ramos has more now from Memphis, and we continue to warn you the images are disturbing.
Well, we're not going to watch all of that or listen to none of the tape. I just want you to hear that particular portion. So he haven't been charged like the other officers. So they most likely probably put him on some desk duty or some nonsense. But see, this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's not enough. Do you see how they playing games with us? Do you see how when you're a Caucasian officer, how you get special treatment? Do you see how disgusting that is? Do you see that? That's crazy. Even when it's on camera and it's on tape, he don't get in trouble. Why? He's Caucasian. Now you tell me why I should trust in law enforcement when you got situations like this. I don't got no time for this nonsense. I don't trust none of these people. You understand? I don't got no time to trust in any of these type of systems. It's all perverted and corrupted. Period. Right? So now, let me see what's going on here. Let me read a couple of things. It says 2 additional Memphis police officers, including the white officer seen encountering Tyre Nichols during his traffic stop, were relieved of duty. See, they were just relieved of duty, right? And 3 Memphis Fire Department personnel were fired. Now, relieved of duty. See, this is just not right. They're playing games with us, y'all. See, they took swift action on the fire department personnel. They were fired as the investigation into the January 7th death of Nichols continues, officials announced Monday. Officer Preston Hemphill and an unidentified officer were relieved of their duty. Why is he unidentified? You see this? You see what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, how they're playing games with the public? It says Officer Preston Hemphill, which is the Caucasian guy that uttered the words of he hoped that they stomp his ASS. It says that him and an unidentified officer, what is he, an underage kid? What is he, a juvenile? Why is he unidentified? You see this, ladies and gentlemen? That means that this particular officer, whoever he is somebody that's important. I don't know if he's white or black. I don't know. But he's somebody that have status. Now, why would he be unidentified? You see how they're protecting him? Do you see how the blue wall of silence works? Do you see how the system is corrupted? They're protecting this unidentified officer. Why isn't his name in the public domain? It's crazy. His name and his picture is supposed to be on every newspaper and every blog site and every media location all throughout the mainstream media. You should know who that unidentified officer is. You understand? It could be the supervisor. It could be the officer that was there, the main guy that everybody was talking to, because, hey, his head have to fly too. Because how in the world you a commanding officer and you're on location as a supervisor, whatever the case is, and you ain't get charged, you supposed to be in prison too. You understand? Because you're the head guy in charge. So how is it that you weren't rendering aid to this particular man? You obviously saw that he got beat up and he was severely injured. So why wasn't nobody rendering aid? As a commanding officer, why you ain't give no commands to your officers to handle their job and do what they had to do? Instead, they were busy telling you that said man was trying to grab their gun. So if there's any cop that's supposed to be fired and charged, it would be the commanding cop that showed up on the scene. You know? This is crazy, man. Really, really crazy. I don't understand why they said an unidentified officer were relieved of their duty a day after the incident. Memphis PD revealed Monday. Let's see what else we got. It says the Memphis Fire Department also announced Monday that it fired 2 EMTs and a lieutenant who responded to the scene for failing to properly assist Nichols as he lay beaten on the ground. Hemphill, who is white, allegedly deployed. Why? What are you talking about allegedly? What do you mean allegedly? He did. What are you talking about allegedly? Are y'all seeing how the news media playing games with y'all? Like, it's on camera of him deploying his taser. The news media saying allegedly deployed his taser. This is crazy. This is what I mean, how they try to act like the Caucasian guy did nothing. Oh, he allegedly. What do you mean allegedly? It's on camera of him deploying the taser. What are you talking about? Yo, this is disgusting. It's disgusting how they word things. Hemphill, who is white. No, you mean privilege. That's what you meant. Right? Hemphill, let me read it the correct way, because for some odd reason we're not reading the correct way. It's a typo. Hemphill, who is privileged, right, deployed his taser during the confrontation in his own body camera video. So you saw the body camera video, but you're saying allegedly. I'm telling you, whoever wrote the article need to be fired. Whoever wrote the article needs to be fired. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick, because I forgot that I'm reading it, and at the same time while I'm reading it, I'm thinking that you guys are seeing it. Let me take that and put it into the video so that y'all can see that I'm not making this up. Right? Let me do this real quick so that you can see that I'm not making this up. You know, these are facts. I'm not here just making stuff up. Let's see. Right? So here we got it right on the screen, so you know that these are facts. It says that where we at? Okay, at the bottom. Hemphill, who is white, allegedly deployed his taser during the confrontation. In his own body camera video, Hemphill is seen chasing Nichols down the road, but then turns back to the scene of the initial traffic stop. The reason why he stopped is because he's not in shape. That's why he stopped, because he's not in shape, because he's been eating too many donuts and bonbons rather than working out and hitting the gym. He couldn't keep up. You understand? He ran out of air, so he had to back off. He couldn't chase him anymore. He ran out of steam. You understand? I just put that on the screen so that y'all can see that what I said regarding the allegedly part is actually in the report on that news station. So it goes on, it says Hemphill was heard on his body camera video saying twice, "I hope they stomp his ASS." Those words alone, he should be fired. Fired. Fired and charged in abating and assisting in this situation with the murder of Tyre Nichols. Do you understand me? That's what's supposed to happen to him. No questions asked. He's supposed to be dealt with. It says Hemphill and the unidentified 7th officer haven't been fired or charged, according to the Memphis PD. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put this on the screen so that you can all see this, because this is crazy stuff. You know, this is crazy. And see, in order for there to be charges on these officers, it's going to take the public to make noise. This is why the people in Memphis and so and all these different people and all these different organizations need to make noise. All of these officers are supposed to be serving time. They all supposed to be fired and charged. Ain't no forgiveness for this. A man lost his life, and people need to be held accountable, because the public will never trust the police ever again. They will never trust the police. I'm telling you straight up and down. Okay. Let me get this thing in the screen real quick. All right. Okay, now we have this bit of information here. It says Hemphill and the unidentified 7th officer haven't been fired. So these guys haven't been fired, y'all, or charged, according to the Memphis PD. So what did you do? Are you playing games with the public? That's what you're doing? You're playing games with us? We want justice. We want justice for Tyre Nichols, and we're not here to play any games. We demand justice now. Now. Not later, not tomorrow, now. It says Officer Preston Hemphill and the other officers' actions and inactions have been and continue to be the subject of this investigation since its inception on January 8th, 2023, the department said in a statement. See, this is unacceptable. This just proved that the system is corrupted. You understand? It says 5 other officers who are all black were previously fired. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put this on the screen as well, because it's important for you to see the text as well, especially for those that are unable to hear the audio or have, situations where they have a disability. They can at least read these particular things to pretty much follow along with the video. You can also put on the caption thing. I believe it's supposed to work. I'm not sure if it works during a live stream, but I believe that the closed caption thing can also work as well. So it goes on. It says 5 other officers who are all black were previously fired. Notice, because they are black, that's why they were fired. Previously fired and charged with second-degree murder in connection with Nichols' beating at a traffic stop. Nichols, 29, died 3 days later. So, okay, why the Caucasian officer is not charged with second-degree murder as well? And why isn't he fired? What's going on? You see what I mean? What's going on here? He was there too. He was there too. He was there when everything went down in the start. They pulled the brother over. They didn't tell him why he was stopped for, and they dragged him out of his car. That's how they stop citizens in America now? You don't tell them what they're being pulled over for. You don't ask for license and registration. You don't say, hello, sir, how you doing tonight? You're not courteous and kind. What's the matter with you? What kind of animals pull people over and just drag them out of their cars like they robbed a bank? Who does that? It's crazy. And if you're in the building, make sure you click that like button, fam. Don't just sit there listening to the show. Click that like button and support the stream. It is what it is, right? So now we got that particular situation. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see, there's more. Hempfield's attorney. So Hempfield already has an attorney, ladies and gentlemen. Hempfield already has an attorney. That's right. Hempfield's attorney, Lee Gerald, said earlier that Hempfield was the 3rd officer at Nichols' initial traffic stop. The first body camera footage released Friday was from Hempfield's device. So why isn't he charged with second-degree murder? This doesn't make any sense. It says, as per departmental regulations, Officer Hempfield activated his body cam, Gerald said earlier in a statement. He was never present at the second scene. He is cooperating with officials in this investigation. Are you seeing how the white privileges have kicked in? Are you noticing this? Let me get this on the screen for you. Let me get this on the screen so that we can put it all for the public record. It's very important that we do that, because it seems as if though Hempfield already is lawyered up that fast. See, when you have such privileges like this, you have your lawyer already on standby. Again, it says Hempfield's attorney, Lee Gerald, said earlier that Hempfield was the 3rd officer at Nichols' initial traffic stop. The first body camera footage released Friday was from Hempfield's device. It goes on, it says, as per departmental regulations, Officer Hempfield activated his body camera, and pretty much Gerald said earlier in a statement, he was never present at the second scene. He is cooperating with officials in this investigation. So basically what they're trying to say is, hey, the Caucasian guy wasn't at the site of where the beating was going down. So, hey, we're going to give him a pass. Are you seeing how that works? You see that? You see how that works, ladies and gentlemen? So we already done know that the white officer is not going to be charged with anything. And I can say that confidently because that's just the way the system goes. When you're white, you're right. And when you're black, you're wrong. That's just the way the song goes. It is what it is. That's just the way it goes. Sad to say. Sad to say, but that's how it goes, fam. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, what's crazy is that the video shows him, number one, tasing the man while they were beating him up. Now notice that, ladies and gentlemen, the initial video shows him along with the other black guys beating him up in the beginning, right? while they were screaming all sorts of explicits, talking about they're going to punch him, they're going to break his arm, they're going to do this. And the Caucasian officer was right there enjoying the show. Right? But now they're trying to say that, oh, he wasn't at the site where the beating took place, as if though the beating didn't first initially started with his so-called body camera. Who investigating this stuff? The Caucasian officer is just as guilty as the black officers. Why are they being treated differently? Why? Why are the black officers being treated with swift judgment? Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Consider this. The fire department employees were not beating Mr. Nichols, but they were fired. Why? Because they didn't render aid properly, they didn't do this, they violated this, but they were fired. So how is it that they were fired, but the Caucasian officer and an unidentified officer was not fired or charged? Let that make sense. Let it make sense. Let it make sense, people. Could somebody make it make sense? Could somebody make it make sense? How is that even possible? This is crazy. This is what you call favoritism. This is what you call favoritism and white privilege at the max. And just because he has white privilege, it doesn't mean that the unidentified particular officer is white too. He can be black, but he can be in a certain position or rank where he's getting preferential treatment. Do you understand me? He could be the commanding officer, the sergeant, or whoever was on that site that night. That officer have to be charged. And that's why they have labeled him as unidentified. They don't want to put his name out there. You see that? They're protecting him, fam. They're protecting that officer. That's crazy. But this is how it goes down, man. It says the Memphis FD revealed more details Monday about their members' actions during the incident. Memphis Fire Dispatch received a call from the Memphis PD at 8:31 p.m. to respond to a person pepper sprayed at the intersection of E. Rains Road and Rose Road, according to the fire department. An ambulance arrived at the scene and then directed to the second location where the cops encountered Nichols, the fire department said. This is crazy. It goes on, it says EMT Basic Robert Long and EMT Advanced Jamichael Sandridge made the scene where Tyre Nichols was located handcuffed on the ground leaning against a police vehicle, while an unidentified ambulance driver at Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker remained inside the vehicle at approximately 8:41 p.m. According to the fire department. So Whitaker just remained inside of the vehicle and didn't even proceed to go find out what's going on with the gentleman at the car that was badly bruised and battered. The department said the EMTs requested another ambulance to respond after their initial interaction with Mr. Nichols, and the additional ambulance didn't arrive on scene until 8:55 p.m. This is crazy, man. Our investigation has concluded that the two EMTs responded based on the initial nature of the call, person pepper sprayed, and information they were told on the scene, and failed to conduct an adequate patient assessment of Mr. Nichols, Memphis FD said in a statement, which means basically they only focused on the pepper spray side. That's all they cared about. They did not care about the fact that the man was beaten, bruised, and battered and clinging to life. They didn't even care. So they called an ambulance to come to do the job. Isn't that disgusting? It says Long, Sandrid, and Whitaker were all fired for violating numerous MFD policies and protocols, the department said. Their actions or inactions on the scene that night do not meet the expectations of the Memphis Fire Department and are not reflective of the outstanding service the men and women of the Memphis Fire Department provide daily in our community, Memphis FD said in a statement. The 3 former fire department personnel haven't been charged. See, they were just fired. They haven't been charged with anything. They haven't been charged with nothing. You know what I mean? They just fired them. So why the Caucasian officer wasn't fired? Why wasn't he fired? Okay, you don't want to charge him? Okay, why isn't he fired? Oh, I get it, because he has a family, right? He have a family and he has a mortgage, right? He have a family, he have a mortgage to uphold, and he have to put his kids through college, so that's why y'all didn't fire him. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get it. He lives in a certain nice neighborhood. Oh, I get it. Okay, I got it. You're right. Okay, it all makes sense, right? It goes on and it says, let me see. What's going on? Okay, Nichols' stepfather, Rodney Wells, told ABC News Live on Friday night that he thinks everyone who was active in the whole scene should be charged. That's right. There you go. Everybody needs to be charged. And I'm not putting everything on the screen because I'm trying to hurry up and read it. I don't want to keep adding things on the screen. You can always read that on the ABC website, and obviously you're listening to me, so you can hear my audio. So it goes on and it says attorneys for Nichols' family, Ben Crump and Antonio Ramanucci, said they were extremely disappointed that Hemphill was relieved of duty, but not fired or charged. Yeah, that's crazy. That doesn't even make any sense. The lawyers also questioning why the Memphis police did not immediately announce Hemphill's name or that he was relieved of duty. Yeah, right. Why they didn't do that? This is disgusting. Right? Make sure you get the likes up on the video, fam. Let's get it to 1,000. It goes on and it says, why is his identity and the role he played in Tyre's death just now coming to light? They said in a statement, we have asked from the beginning that the Memphis Police Department be transparent with the family and the community. This news seems to indicate that they haven't risen to the occasion. It certainly begs the question why the white officer involved in this brutal attack was shielded. Oh man, this is crazy, man. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Because this is just sad. This is just disgusting. I want to put this into the video as well. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Okay, so that's all of that. All right, so I'm going to add that into the video. That way we can get that on the tape for the record, because that information right there is very, very telling. All right, let me see if I could do this. Okay. All right. So it goes on and it says, why is his identity and the role he played in Tyre's death just now coming to light? They said in a statement, we have asked from the beginning that the Memphis Police Department be transparent with the family and the community. This news seems to indicate that they haven't risen to the occasion. It certainly begs the question why the white officer involved in this brutal attack was shielded and protected from the public eye, and to date from sufficient discipline and accountability. The Memphis Police Department owes us all answers. This is crazy. This is crazy, fam. Right? It says Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy said in a statement Monday that the investigation was ongoing and more charges could be filed. We are looking at all individuals involved in the events leading up to, during, and after the beating of Tyre Nichols, the district attorney's office said. This includes the officer present at the initial encounter, who has not so far been charged, Memphis Fire Department personnel, and persons who participated in preparing documentation of the incident afterward. The DA office worked extraordinarily swiftly but thoroughly to charge those whose offenses were plain and clear and directly contributed to the death of Mr. Nichols. But in no way is this investigation over, the office added. Wow. So, That's what we got. You know, it is what it is. Covering the case of this situation, 7 officers. You know, this is just crazy. You know, they got the 5 officers they're charged with second-degree murder and so on and so forth. They're all been fired. But the 2 officers, the Caucasian officer and the unidentified officer that has special privileges and favoritism, they were not charged and they were not fired. So they probably put them on some administrative leave or something along that life, possibly with pay as well. Right? It's crazy stuff, fam. But anyway, y'all, we're going to get up on out of here. Appreciate everybody stopping by. If you haven't already, click the like button. Very important that you do that for the algorithm. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today for the best reactionary videos on YouTube. Hands down, Ringo TV Reactions is your source. All right? So, we will continue to keep you posted and do what we need to do. And it's crazy out here, man. It's just disgusting how this officer is just, you know, he don't have to worry about nothing. He's good to go. He's able to just go home to his family and just do whatever he want to do. Sad, right? Man, oh man, oh man. Man, oh man. Wow. Anyway, let me see what else I got. It says Hemphill was not charged. He was never present at the scene that escalated to the beating, and Hemphill has been cooperating with, okay, we read that part already. This is crazy. They're basically going to make him walk and not make him be accountable for his actions. Imagine that. Imagine that. A man uttered the words of, you know, I hope that they stomp his ASS, and then the man dies. And you're not going to charge the Caucasian officer for his involvement, and even though he tased the man. It's crazy, man. Anyway, we're going to get up on out of here. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be safe out there. You know, if you're driving, drive safe, wear your safety belt, your seat belt and everything. If you're on the job, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, appreciate you for tuning in. If you would like to support my show, support my work and whatnot, you would like to sponsor the show, you can do so via Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's about it. I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. Ringo TV Reactions. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $ Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.